Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, Bow and Arrow Tarot. Today we're going to get right into the second weekly of December for the sign of Aries. Alright guys, you know the drill, right? We're going to get right into your romance angel messages. And then we're going to go ahead and pull out your animal spirits and your spreads. Okay, so let's get right into it, my lovely Aries. See what the second week of December holds for you. We are well and truly into it. And don't forget to check out your 2020 outlooks. There's a love outlook for you is already up, and the general reading for 2020 is already up. So very soon, finance and career, a regular player at my readings, and unrequited love. See, this one's a beat up card. It comes out quite a lot. All right, guys, so of course we won't really know what that all entails until we get right into your spreads. But let's go ahead and pull out your animal spirits like we do, just to see what kind of energies you may or may not be resonating with this week. Now, animal spirits are indicative of people you may be dealing with, stages in your life that you may be entering, or energies that are becoming available to you. So let's go ahead and just pull out those animal spirits for you, and then we'll get right into your spreads. And of course, Aries, just take what applies to you. If it doesn't apply, let it fly. And straight out, we have the bat. Beautiful. Letting go. Talks about the darkness before the dawn. We have the fox. Beautiful. Talking about your ideal partner being very crafty and wise, right? Earth and air. And then we have ether, spirit, cosmic egg, the final card in the deck, ultimate completion, associated with the 7th chakra or the crown chakra. All right, guys, let's get right into it. The bat. We talk about the bat as being a period of time where you're realizing it's time to let go. The dawn doesn't come until after the darkness, right? It's the darkness before the dawn in which the bat comes out and really sort of seeks out the last little remnants of things that no longer serve you, that need to be let go. This is air element, of course. And this is all about really purging, clearing, clearing out old energies, clearing out old attachments, leftover habits or leftover baggage perhaps that you have from previous events. And if you're seeking to have a new dawn in your life, a new day, a new chapter, then you really do need to let go of anything that you've been holding on to that is part of the past in a negative way, that is holding you tied to the past. Now we have the fox, which is, of course, earth energy. That upside down triangle with the line through it is the alchemical symbol for earth. And the fox represents really the ideal life partner, your ideal sort of mate. This person is, the fox is really one of these endearing creatures. One of the things that makes it a perfect life mate or life partner is the fact that the fox is extremely charming and will always, strive to maintain a sense of freshness in a relationship, a sense of excitement and charm. They're extremely committed. Once a fox has a loved one in their life, they're very committed to them, and they're just very practical and hands-on. This is the type of mate that's going to help you out. If you come home and you say, hey honey, I've had a really rough time at job, there's a certain problem I need to figure out, the fox is the one that's going to sit down and say, all right, sweetheart, let's sit down and figure it out together. Very, very intelligent, very resourceful, and just a really lovely spirit, animal spirit to have when you're dealing with a partner. Cosmic egg. Now, that circle at the top of the card is the alchemical symbol for ether or spirit. And in alchemy, we have 5 elements, not just the 4. And a 5th one, of course, being spirit. The other 4, earth, air, fire, and water. Cosmic egg is the final card in the deck, guys, right? This is ultimate completion, rebirth, regeneration, life after death. The potentiality of everything is apparent right now. It's just really a beautiful stage in your life. This is absolutely going to represent for some of you a stage in your life where you're entering a whole new chapter, right? You've completed the last chapter. You've learned what you needed to learn from the last chapter. And you have all of this potential that you are now putting in to the next stage of your life. And it's just very, very good. A lot of you this week will seem to you, Aries, like it's a real sort of crossroads, right? In terms of you sort of going from where you're at now into the next stage, especially with bat energy. You know, with that letting go quality, these two cards together are very compatible. All right, let's go ahead and get into your spreads. And you know what we're going to do. We're going to pull out 4 to 6 3-card spreads to look at possible scenarios or events in your life this week, Aries. Now, you may resonate with one or none of these spreads, and that's fine. Just take what applies to you, you know. All right, guys, let's get right into it. Take that one. Straight out Lovers. I'm glad I took that one. 3 of Wands and Judgment. All right, so Lovers, of course, you're entering this week with a feeling of wanting to work on your relationship, wanting to be close. Lovers talks about being in a connection with someone. Of course, Lovers is associated with a Gemini. Talks about being in a connection with someone where you understand that, you know, you both are two halves of a whole. This doesn't mean that your relationship is perfect. And it doesn't mean that you guys are exactly the same. What it means, though, is that you respect the differences in each other, and you have found a way to fit together, almost like puzzle pieces fit together. Understanding that your partner has things that you should be aspiring to in them, and you have qualities in you that your partner aspires to. This is the nature of a true sort of union, soulmate union, or twin flame union, where two people can really learn from each other. And two people are willing to put the work in. You know, relationships are really full of contradictions, you know, and sometimes if we can't get over those, if we can't accept our differences or agree to disagree, then relationships, you know, really, they don't really survive, right? There has to be a certain sense of mutual respect and understanding. And Lovers talks about that, right? It really talks about the nature of having a true union and the work that's involved. So you come into the week with this, Aries, really seeking to cement a union if you have not already cemented it, and to just work on your relationship. Now, 3 of Wands talks about being patient. Life is really forcing you to be patient. It's interesting, Aries, because this week I'm going to say for some of you, you're finding out something about a particular relationship that you're in, specifically your love relationship, I'm going to say, that comes in towards the end of the week as a result of you having to sort of stand still. Things are going to happen for some of you, Aries, this week that's going to force you to stand still before you make your next move. And I'm going to say that this is with regard to your relationship. And the reason why is that towards the end of the week, Judgment comes in, which is an understanding. Right? Something will have occurred this week that's going to give you a better understanding about an issue in your relationship, or perhaps about something that went on, like an argument or some kind of event that happened in your relationship that maybe you were a little bit hypercritical of. Maybe you were a little bit over judgmental. Some of you may be coming back into this week after having had a fight with your lover, and then this week some information begins to come out and you realize that perhaps you were a little bit too harsh, too judgmental, right? And this is all coming out of having to sort of wait for a period of time. Some of you, I'm going to say, Aries, could very well be that some of you this week are finding out something about a relationship previous that you may have left because of some decision that you made. And then this week you're realizing maybe you made that decision a little bit too quickly. Maybe you were a little bit too harsh in your evaluation or in your judgment of it. And this is a real week of sort of opening up and understanding perhaps where you may have gone wrong in a situation with a lover. And really inviting in a possibility for reconciliation. Certainly if you're not together or if you've had an argument, this could even be a love connection that has been separated for quite some time. However, this week you find out that You know, maybe you guys shouldn't have separated. Maybe there's a chance for reconciliation, because again, the nature of judgment brings in forgiveness, you know, and judgment comes when we see things from everyone's side, not just our own side. You know, we begin to understand why people react the way they react, and our judgment loosens, it relaxes. We begin to have more empathy and compassion. And this really feels to me like a situation, a really strong love connection you have with someone, Aries, that this week you are really looking to reconcile because of a change of heart that you've had. Wheel of Fortune, the World, and King of Wands. So some of you are coming into this week feeling extremely lucky. You know, you're going to be coming into this week with a lot of opportunities coming your way. And you're willing to take them. It's going to be very busy. It's going to feel like, wow, you know, these are really golden opportunities. These could be offers of work, offers in a project, right? In any case, it just feels like this week the wheel is turning for you. You're very excited coming in. You're meeting with the world energy, and world energy is like a feeling of fate really having its eye on you. You know, the world comes in, this card comes in when the events in our lives, the energies in our lives are aligning in such a way that it feels very much like you are exactly where you're supposed to be, because everything is just unfolding the way it should. Right? You are literally dancing on top of the world. You know, the world is literally your oyster, but in a lot of ways, because everything that's happening around you is constantly reaffirming that you are doing the right thing, that you are at the right place at the right time, right? It's a very, very lucky week. You round the week off with a King of Wands, absolutely on top. You take control over whatever events come in this week, and you are absolutely sort of on your path to follow your ambition. An example would be Wheel of Fortune being like, you know, perhaps an opportunity comes in this week for you to work on a particular project in a group, right? And then the opportunity comes your way, and then everything else this week works out in such a way that everything is positive, everything is working, there's really no obstacles. There seems to be a lot of sort of coincidences that seem to be sort of faded, and by the end of the week you are well and truly in charge of this project. You're well and truly sort of have a vision and an idea and ambition, and you are on board 100%. But you are definitely on board in a leadership capacity, because King of Wands is definitely a leadership role. He's a leader. So you definitely, you know, you wound up the week in control, as it were, but not so much like the Emperor would be in control, but more in control in the sense that you're the one with the vision, right? You're the one who can see whichever opportunity you take and play out a certain way, and you are the one who's positioned perfectly as far as your skill, experience, etc., to be the one at the helm of this particular ship, as it were. Six of Wands, King of Cups, and Three of Swords. Wow. So this week you have a victory coming in. Feeling very good about something. A vindication is coming in. A very public victory, right? I'm going to say, though, this is interesting. Some of you come into this week, you have a really great sort of beginning to the week. You have this victory. I'm going to say this victory could be socially, or it could be at work. It's something you've achieved, and everybody kind of sees that, right? But you're met with a King of Cups, and I'm going to say that somebody comes towards you this week who sees you. They see you doing well. They see you having this victory, and they have their eye on you. However, be careful, because Three of Swords indicates that someone's not being very honest or truthful. There is a potentiality here for lies or for cheating energy, three-party energy. Three of Swords, a lot of times people say it's cheating. It's cheating on someone is a very simple sort of example of Three of Swords energy. But, you know, the Three of Swords is a swords card. It's not a cup card. So it's more to do with the fact that somebody is lying to you, or has lied to you, has betrayed the trust and loyalty, because 3 is the number for bonding and loyalty. So Three of Swords, we see that loyalty has been broken. The trust has been broken in some way through their actions or their words. Now, of course, being cheated on is a gross simplification of that. But three of Swords can also indicate someone who's not very sort of, someone who's verbally abusive. You know, someone who just doesn't talk to you the way they should. It doesn't show you much respect. Someone who's always sort of insulting your intelligence. Someone who's continually hurting your ego in some way. And yes, hurting your ego, it is a heartache, but it is also a pain to the ego. So take care. This King of Cups who's coming in this week, that, you know, this connection or this dynamic, be very careful that it doesn't lead to this Three of Swords. Someone's not being 100% honest. Could very well be that this King of Cups is very intrigued by you, Aries, because you're coming in on this great victory. You're looking good. You're on top of the world. You're being vindicated in some area, and so you're coming into the week looking great, and you're catching this King of Cups eye, but this King of Cups could have another lover, could be involved in something else, could be lying to you. There is something behind them sort of having their eyes on you that is not 100% genuine the way they're saying it, right? So take extra care this week, Aries, with this energy. Hanged Man, Page of Pentacles, and the Fool. Some of you come into this week really waking up to the fact that you've been sort of languishing in the area of your career or finance. You have absolutely really sort of, I don't know, I'm not even going to say been languishing, but you just haven't been putting your best foot forward. A lot of times Hanged Man is interpreted as being stuck. The Hanged Man is not stuck. Let me be very clear. Hanged Man is never stuck. Okay, the Hanged Man chooses to do what the fuck he feels like doing. If he's not inspired, he's not going to do shit. You know, and that's the Hanged Man. So don't get that confused with being stuck. You know, he's not even, you know, he's not even putting much effort into hanging there. He's hanging by one foot. His hands are behind his back. He's like, I don't feel like putting any work in. Why should I bother? And that's the true nature of the Hanged Man. However, when this card shows up in a reading, it indicates that you've woken up out of this malaise because, of course, the Hanged Man always has the halo of enlightenment and awakening around his head. So this is not at all someone who's stuck. This is someone who has awakened. And this is the true nature of the Hanged Man, which is someone who has awakened, someone who has suddenly found enlightenment to a certain degree, who has awakened to a situation that they have been in, that they have seen from inside the bubble, and now they can see from outside the bubble. I just like to take a moment with the Hanged Man because it's really irritating when I see that it's so badly misinterpreted, because the message of the card is so much more important than that. So you are coming in, waking up this week, Aries. You've realized that perhaps there was an area in your life you just haven't been putting your best foot forward. You haven't been inspired, but you realize now, and you're inspired now. You know that there's more that you can do. You come into the week and you meet a Page of Pentacles. So there's someone that you meet with. It could either be a person or just an energy that's coming into your week of practicality. It's going to be a week of sort of crossing the T's, dotting the I's, taking the steps, right? You realize where you have been sort of lacking, where you have not been putting, you know, your energy into as much as you should. And this week, you're very sort of practical about it. You're very sort of taking the first steps. You know, Page of Pentacles absolutely talks about getting your plan together for your business or your career, being very practical about it, talking to people. So this could be someone who comes into you and has this conversation with you and really kind of gets you going. Or it could just be you waking up and saying, you know what? This is what I need to do to get out of where I was and to get where I want to be. And you round the week off with Fool. And Fool and Hanged Man is really, really perfect because the two really talk about awakening. Hanged Man talks about waking up, right, to a stage in your life where you've been kind of sort of just languishing, right? And the Fool talks about making a quantum leap in your experience and wisdom as a result of coming out of one stage in your life and now being ready to go into another stage. So for some of you, Aries, this is a real, not only are you waking up to what you truly could be doing, to your potential, and to what you really want to be doing. Not only are you getting inspiration to sort of get back out there and step your game up, but you have learned something about yourself. You've made a really big discovery about yourself, and you're taking this wisdom and this lesson, this quantum leap up, and you're now going to a new stage in your life, a new path in your life. And of course, you're the Fool again, because whenever we start a new stage in our lives, we go right back to being the student, right? We're always the fool going up and down the tree of life. This idea, a lot of times people talk about, well, I've mastered, I'm a master spiritualist. I'm a master. Yeah, like, okay, good. Well, then you should be like dead and like moving into the next spirit world if you've mastered so many things. Why are you still here? This idea that, you can master life in 10 years or 5 years of meditating, it's just nonsense. It's nonsense. We're given a lifespan because it takes that long to learn. Just one little lesson can take 80 years to learn, and then boom, you're right back again to learn another lesson. So don't ever get caught up in that ego of thinking that you're some kind of master because you've woken up to something. As soon as you wake up and learn something, rest and be for sure, you're going to be a student again at something else. 6 of Cups. This is the last spread. Knight of Cups and Ace of Cups. Oh, this is good. Aries, what can I say? Love is coming back into your life. Someone that you had a relationship with, a connection with, is coming back into your life. It could be them coming back in to offer you a cup of love, or it could be you desiring to go back toward them. In any case, 6 of Cups talks about a beautiful connection, a harmonious connection. By the way, this is not, a lot of times this card is associated with twin flames. It is more a soulmate card rather than a twin flame card, because this 6 of Cups talks about harmony and enjoying relationships with people in general. It's not just a romantic relationship. This can be friends or family that you are building memories with. This could be lovers as well, sure. But more than anything, 6 is the number for harmony. And so with 6 of Cups, we talk about relationships that are harmonious, that work, where both people want to build the memories and their energies work so well together. It can be a twin flame, of course, connection, but it is not always. So let's put it to you this way. Not all 6 of Cups are twin flames, but all twin flames are 6 of Cups. All right. So in any case, you come into this week. This is definitely about a romantic engagement, a love connection, a twin flame love connection or soulmate connection that you had in the past that you still feel very, very strongly about. You're coming into this week with that on your mind, and then comes your Knight of Cups. I think you may run into this person. You may not have seen them for a while. This may be an old relationship that ended, or maybe just sort of, came to an end, or you guys split apart because maybe you were traveling, you had different lives, what have you. Or this could just be a temporary, separation or split between someone you really loved. This could have been over a few months or years. Whatever the case is, it's someone who still has your heart, and you're still thinking about them. And this week with Knight of Cups, you guys come towards each other. They are either coming towards you or you're coming towards them. You guys are finding each other in the same social circle or area or environment so that you're connected. You're physically seeing each other again, perhaps after a bit of a separation. And what happens? Ace of Cups. The love springs fresh all over again. This could very much be a relationship that at one time everything just didn't work because it just didn't work. The factors that were part of the scenario, 2 ships in the night sort of thing, could have very well been that. I don't feel like this was such a bad breakup or something like that was so toxic. It could have been a little argument and then you guys just never got back together, whatever. But whatever happened here that caused perhaps the split or the distance was not so heavy that this can't happen, because certainly this happens. You guys come back together and love springs fresh, anew. A whole new love comes back out. And I would say that this time you guys probably have a very, very good chance of pursuing your relationship because you've let go with the bad energy, right? And cosmic egg. It may be at one point that this love was unrequited, right? And now you see each other, and now you're both on the same page. In any case, all of these messages have come together very, very strongly in this reading for you, Aries. And what can I say? I'm going to leave it at that. This is your reading for December 8th to the 14th. It's a strong week for you, Aries, all the way around, whether it's in finance or business or career, or whether it is in love. This is a week of letting go the past, getting to a stage of completion and springboarding from that stage into the next stage with new love, new sort of new business outlets, new careers, but most importantly, we end on a new love. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, please like, subscribe, and share. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram. And don't forget to check out my private readings and tarot answers. I have a link for those. Tarot answers are 10-minute recorded readings like this where I answer your question. They are delivered to you within 4 hours of your request. So you can send me a question, order this service, and then in a few hours I can have your reading sent to you. Or you can book a private live reading, which we do audio video just like this. We chat about your situation, your question, and then I provide your reading for you. This is very intimate. It's very sort of just you and I, and we really get into whatever it is you're seeking clarity on, and I really enjoy those private readings. So this is everything, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. I love you so much, and I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.